Hey everybody, Tim here with Cosplay Corner. I'm going to bring you a little segment we'll call Tim's Tips. Alright, and what that is I'm just going to kind of show you some tips that I've found out maybe are well known, maybe not so well known, or, you know, whatever. You could probably find them online, but I'm shooting them too. So, anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this PVC pipe, which is I think I'd measured it earlier at about 4 millimeter. So it's 4 millimeter thick PVC pipe. Now what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to cut it with nothing but sewing thread. And the reason is because some of us out there, like myself at times, just can't afford a tool. Can't afford the right tool for the right job. Can't afford a multi-tool for any job. And in this case, I'm talking about rotary tools, Dremels and the like. Now, not everybody can get one. Some people just starting out in cosplay or costumes or modeling or anything in general, it's tough to come by money to get these tools. So that $20, $30 that might be easy for somebody else isn't necessarily easy for everybody. Now, sewing thread, just about everybody can get. $1 or $2, you get a big spool of it. Like this one's 500 yards. This is cheaper thread, so it will break, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some of this thread off, double it up, and cut through this plastic. So let me get my camera ready, and I will get the angle set up and everything, and we will go from there. Alright guys, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this PVC pipe and cut it with this thread. It'll work on all different kinds of plastic. It doesn't have to be just this. It can work on styrene, ABS, other different kinds of plastic. Those are the only two key ones I can think of other than PVC. But yeah, it'll work on all different things. And what it's great for is if you don't have a Dremel and you need a cut, like say I'd seen recently somebody had wanted to cut sunglasses for a Spider-Man cosplay, and they didn't want to cut or take the lenses out. They wanted to leave a little bit around the lenses. Now it can be done. You have to have a good grasp on the piece that you're cutting and the thread. So if you're going to do it, it really helps if it's a bigger piece or if you can clamp it down somehow very, very tightly. Otherwise, you need an extra set of hands to do it, and even then, when you do that, it's kind of a pain in the butt because they're not going to be able to hold it as sturdy as you may need, but you can get it done. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut just a little bit to show you because it can be a pain in the butt, but I'm going to cut like right in here in this area. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pilot hole here with my drill. You don't necessarily need a drill, just anything that you can puncture that plastic with if you want to get it inside to cut out or inside to keep cutting in. It doesn't matter. So anything that at all that'll puncture that spot or make a puncture hole for you. So let me go ahead and get the drill here, and the camera's really close to what I'm doing, so yeah, my bad. And we're just going to drill a hole right here. Okay, now that is the only reason that hole is even there is to pass my string through. Now once I pass my my thread, I guess you could call it, but once I pass my thread through this, then I can start sawing it, and as I'm sawing, it'll cut, and you can make really fine cuts. You can follow fine lines. This works great in models, in detailing with models and all that sort of stuff. If you have like a model ship or spaceships or cars, trucks, boats, anything, if you want to cut the windows out and they're not cut out on that kit, you can puncture a little hole, use some thread, and it'll probably go a lot faster on that because it's thinner plastic. But this just to show you that it will cut through this. Let me get my caliper here and I'll tell you how thick this is if the battery's not dead. We're outside right now in the building and there's no heat in here. It's 32 degrees. Alright, the battery barely works. Let me zero it out here, and This PVC pipe is about 4 millimeters thick, give or take. So it's fairly thick stuff. But anyway, here we go. You just pull off, you know, a good length. I'm going to show you first when you double up what it looks like, because this stuff being fairly crappy thread, it'll break somewhat quick, but I want to show you what it does, because this is what I normally do, is just double up one time. Just fold it over, you know, and pull it tight, and then I take the folded point, and that's one side that I'm going to hold. Now I stick it through that hole right here, and as I, you know, pull it through the hole, I'm taking it out over here. Now you want to wrap a little bit in your hands. I mean, not much, just enough to get a hold of. And let's see if I can follow that line. It's kind of hard for me to see it, but you just take it and you start sawing back and forth. And you don't want to put too much pressure when you're doing this. It's something you got to kind of fine tune. But as you can see there, it's actually cutting straight through this. And it goes kind of quick. It's just, it depends on how sturdy the platform is you've got it held onto. And there, it's cut right through it. So, I don't know if I followed my line too well or not, but it cut through it. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to make another cut. We'll try to go about this angle here, so that, well, that don't really show up on the camera, but there's a mark right there. Alright, I'm going to try and cut up at that angle as best as I can, using a new piece of that thread, same thread. I'm just going to double over and see if I can cut that chunk out to show you guys that it does actually in fact cut. Now this is all unscripted, I guess you'd say, so it's not like I'm sitting here editing in and making some kind of trick. You can see that I'm actually doing this. There's a lot of things online that are hard to believe because of the really good editing skills out there, but rest assured I have none. So anyway, alright, we've got more string in here. I'm going to wrap it around my hands, or my fingers, and now I'm going to try to cut at an upward angle and see if I can't cut that piece out. And again, it works really well for fine cuts, fine detailed cuts, because see, there it broke. That's no big deal. You just pull it out and get you some more and do it again. What I was saying though is it works great for fine detail. Like this person that I had seen, they wanted to cut out these lenses, and something like that is intricate. Somebody had suggested, you know, the boil and pop method. You boil them, you heat them up anyway, drop them in some boiling water, and then you just pop the lenses out. Well, in their case, they didn't want just the lenses. They wanted a little bit around the lenses. So this is something that if I did not have a Dremel or any rotary tool, this is a technique I would use to get what they wanted done. Okay, so I've got it back up in the line here. I'm going to go ahead and saw back through it again. And it looks like this stuff's just going to keep breaking on me. So we're going to go ahead and double it up twice, so quadruple. So it's going to be 4 times the thread here. We're going to go ahead and get it down about even and come back with it. So now this is 4 times the thread, because once it starts bunching up, it's just going to want to keep cutting. But this works really well on styrene and stuff like that, or other kinds of plastics, just not as thick. Alright, so we've got it back here. Let's see if we can get this without actually breaking all the string. And it takes some fine tuning to know how much to actually pull and how fast to go and all that. So it's something that you could probably start on your first try and you'll be amazed that it actually works. But it will take some time to actually master and get used to and figure out what particular kind of thread you want to use. I know it's something that when you find that one kind of thread, you're going to be like, oh sweet, and then you go back to buy it and it's gone, or you can't remember. So I recommend, if you do find the kind of thread you want, go back and hurry up and buy you another spool, because it don't last forever, but you won't go through it too quick. It just depends on how much cutting and breaking you actually do. So here we go, we're about to break through again. And there we go, we broke through. Here's the thread. You can see the plastic melted to the thread there. That's where the friction comes in. Now, if I take this and just pop it out, now it's been cut. Now, it looks like a fairly rough cut, but that's because of the type of plastic this is. On styrene and stuff, it makes a really smooth cut, and you just break off the burrs and you're good to go. So anyway, that's how you cut plastic with nothing but simple sewing thread. Hey everybody, there's one other thing I want to tell you about, and it's Bluegrass Cosplay Con, or Bluegrass Cosplay Convention. And it's coming up April 5th, I believe. It's $20 if you order your tickets online. I think it's like $24.99 if you buy on site or at the event itself. You should check it out. It's pretty cool. We're going to be there. The Cosplay Corner is going to be there, me and with my family and all that. And we're going to shoot some video and try to bring you some more content, show you what it's all about at that particular con. There's all kinds of workshops going on. I think there's going to be some of the 501st there. There's also going to be, let's see, who is it? The Blue Moon Clan, Mandalorian Mercs. They should be there as well. I think they have a workshop set up too. But yeah, check it out. It should be pretty cool. We're going to go. Hopefully we'll see you there. If you do recognize me there after seeing the video or something, just come up, say hi, whatever. I may interview you just to throw online, see how you think of it or whatever. Just get some feedback. So anyway, check it out. I'll put some links in the description as well as with the share of this video on the Cosplay Corners Facebook page. And I'll link you to their Facebook, their website, and that should be about it. So yeah, check them out. You never know. We always need more of this kind of stuff. 13 seconds of you farting. That's how long it took to fart. It took you 13 seconds to fart. And apparently